We love how unique Under the Oak Tree is, but we also love that it has some of our favorite romantic tropes, like arranged marriage, for example. Let's explore this romantic trope and how Under the Oak Tree gives it a twist that makes it special. How will we bring together a badass knight and a timid, noble girl? You guessed it, arranged marriage. This trope is often used to push romantic leads into one another's arms until they find out they were meant for each other. But there's something about Maxie and Riften's arranged marriage that makes it pretty unique. It was actually supposed to be a cruel trick by Maxie's slimeball father, Duke Croiso. It's pretty obvious from the start of Under the Oak Tree that Duke Croiso is the textbook definition of a bad dad. He's abusive and he doesn't care at all about Maxie. He only loves one thing: power. So when lowly peasant-born Riften approaches Duke Croiso in UOT side stories, we already know that it isn't going to go well. Riften has been smitten with Maxie since they were children, and seeing her all grown up pierced his heart with longing for her. But because he was born a common peasant, Riften thinks he has no chance with Maxie. So he goes to Duke Croiso to ask for something different than her hand in marriage.
Would you allow me to pledge my knight's oath to your daughter?
This is a big deal. The oath can only be sworn once in a lifetime. And to make this even more intense, Duke Croiso isn't exactly the king's favorite person right now. Asking for this could be considered an act of treason. But Riften's heart is set and he's determined, no matter what the risk is. He was willing to risk such accusations for the chance to kiss the hem of her skirt and to call her name. Even once would be enough. Duke Croiso is unsurprisingly not swooning, like we are over Riften's request. Instead, he insults him.
I doubt you have any honor to pledge. Honor is passed down through generations. It is not something one can acquire in a day by brandishing a sword.
Ouch. That one cuts deep. Riften already feels like he's worth basically nothing because of his humble beginnings, and this just makes it worse. So imagine Riften's shock when one day a message arrives from the Duke with an offer. Take my place in the dragon campaign and you can marry Maxie. It's like being handed all his dreams on a platter, only to find out they've been poisoned. Of course Riften wants to marry Maxie, but to accept would put the Rem Dragon Knights at risk, and Riften has another big reason to say no. Maximilian Croiso despised him. She would no doubt want a worthy husband, someone better than a low-born mutt born out of wedlock. That's right, Riften says no to the marriage thinking it will protect Maxie. That's what makes the arranged marriage in UOT so unique and heartbreakingly romantic. Can we just pause for a moment to remember that Riften's only happy memory is of Maxie? The one fantasy spell he asks Ruth to cast for him over and over is just child Maxie peacefully making a wreath in a field of flowers. He just wants to remember the girl who had seemed to share his loneliness, happy and safe. But because he thinks Maxie would be miserable in a marriage with him, he finds the strength to reject the offer. Riften denies himself what he's most longed for because he is thinking of what Maxie would want. That's the polar opposite of her cruel father, who is basically selling her. And it's definitely not what most men in this medieval fantasy world would do. Selflessly considering another despite your own desires? Now that's romantic. Imagine Riften's selflessness and pain in that moment. This is why you absolutely need to read the side story. But Duke Croiso won't take no for an answer. This time, he imprisons Riften's stepfather. It's clearly blackmail, and Riften can't let an innocent man hang. Now he has no choice. He agrees to lead the dragon campaign in the Duke's place. And as a final twist of the knife, Duke Croiso refuses to release Riften's stepfather until after Riften marries Maxie. This arranged marriage didn't work out how he planned, though. He wanted Riften to die fighting Sector, and Maxie to just stop being his concern altogether. And yes, at the start, Maxie and Riften are forced into a marriage neither wanted. But when Riften returns from war, alive! Take that, Duke Croiso. Their forced proximity means they have to get to know one another. Slowly, Maxie's fears lessen, and Riften's heart opens. This beautiful, slow burn is what the arranged marriage trope is all about. And Under the Oak Tree uses that, but also goes the next step by giving us the story of how it all came to be. That's one of the reasons we love this story so much, and what truly sets it apart. what do you think of the arranged marriage trope? Do you see any other romantic tropes in Under the Oak Tree you want us to explore? Comment below and let us know. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more UOT content.